Hey guys, welcome to Quad Leveling here. Today we're doing our first edition of Premier League predictions and we're starting on Gameweek 16. This is something we do as a friend group and we thought we'd share it with you guys. Here's Max with the Gameweek rules.
An exact score will get you 3 points. Guessing the correct team will get you one, and each person gets one captain per match per week, meaning that you could get up to 6 potential points. Now, this table shows our points and game week wins throughout the entire year, with the loser having to wear a rival t-shirt.
Our mate Leo couldn't be here today with us, but he will be making an appearance next week and onwards. But he did send us his predictions, so you will see those at the end of the video.
The first game of the week is Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal currently third in the table with 2 draws and 3 wins in their last 5, whereas Everton are 15th in the table with 2 losses, 2 draws, and 1 win. Lucas, kick us off.
I think Arsenal are going to win 2-1 because even though they've got such good centre backs, right? I just feel like they're not in that good shape at the moment. Everton, they got a bag goal,
They are
but
going to win. They're always favourites versus Everton, especially at home. I don't know their record at home, but I don't expect them to lose. They're not really creating much in attack bar corners, but
exactly.
I'm gonna need a bounce back from them.
Yeah.
Arsenal have won 5 at home, drawing 2. They haven't lost at home this season, and they currently have the second best defense in the league. To your
Yeah,
shakiness,
I still think
yeah,
look. I know I might be a little bit biased, but they're definitely not the most stable team right now.
you got
Um,
it out on you.
yeah.
yeah,
I also think they're gonna concede one. I'm gonna go for
yeah.
a 3-1 Arsenal win.
I'm saying 2-1.
Well, I think I'll go for 3-0. As said, Arsenal have the second best defense, and Everton have the second worst attack. But I guess we'll see. All right, moving on to Merseyside, Liverpool versus Fulham. Liverpool are first in the league. They have 4 wins and 1 draw in their last 5. Obviously, the Everton game got cancelled. Whereas Fulham are 10th in the league, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Shayan, why don't you kick us off this time?
I think obviously Liverpool's gonna win. I'm gonna go for a 2-0. Fulham are a good team. They did just hold Arsenal back, and they got a point off them. But Liverpool's just way too good for them, I think.
Yeah,
So
Mm,
I'm gonna go 2-0.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I've got to agree with you. I think 3-0. I mean they're just the best team in the league, aren't they? Um,
Yeah.
Fulham aren't awful, but I can't see them getting a goal against Liverpool.
No, I mean, Fulham only have 1 defeat in the last 7 games, so they're definitely going to be an incredibly hard opponent. Liverpool is just too dominant at the minute, so I think I'll go for a
Yeah.
3-1 must. Right, on to Newcastle versus Leicester. Newcastle are currently 12th in the league. They have 1 win, 2 losses, and 2 draws going into this matchup, whereas Leicester are 15th. They've lost 3, won 1, drawn 1. However, since Ruud van Nistelrooy has come in, they have got 4 points in 6. Right now, let me kick this off this time. I'm honestly thinking 2-1, 2-1 Leicester win. I think I'm going to switch it up. I think
Yeah,
with
Alright.
the new manager bounce,
Brave.
I'm just thinking I'm not entirely convinced with this Newcastle team, to be honest. I feel like
Yeah,
they're a
I
bit
guess except
up and down.
Isak, they don't really have anything interesting going on, to be honest. Gordon's
Yeah,
good as well, but
yeah.
Isak's very
They're
better.
just not it at the moment. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to agree.
I'm
I think Leicester win 1-0. I think it's gonna be a tight game.
I
Um,
think they're gonna I think I'm gonna go for a draw, I think. I
yeah.
can't separate them. Leicester's got a new manager as well. New manager bounce should help them. So I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw for both sides.
we all went for negative results for Newcastle, but I mean, one day they're doing the worst thing in Premier League history, and the next putting 3 past Liverpool. So
True that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see by match day. On to Wolves versus Ipswich. Wolves are currently 19th on the table. They have got 1 draw, 2 wins, 2 losses. Whereas Ipswich are 18th in the league. They have 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Now, Lucas, why don't you kick us off again?
I think this is just. I mean, it's a bottom of the table clash, isn't it? Like fighting for relegation almost. I mean, it's the start of the season, but both teams are just so poor. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. It's tough to call.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah,
They both need they both need points, and they can't get wins against upper teams. So this is their chance to get like 3 points. So
No,
I'm gonna
I'm
go for
both
Wolves.
going to
I'm
go
gonna go for
Wolves.
2 Wolves. Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
they got the Premier League experience.
it's true. Wolves do love to concede. They've conceded the most goals in the Premier League by a decent margin. However, they also do have 22 goals. So with Wolves, which is going to be quite lively. So I think for that reason, I'm going to go for a 3-2 Wolves victory.
Hmm.
Even though both
Fair
teams
enough.
only have one win. Wolves have one win at home. Ipswich have one win away. So we'll see. Lucas, did you say
Yeah.
your prediction?
Yeah, 1-1 draw, man.
1-1 draw. All right. Now, moving on to Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa. Nottingham Forest are fifth in the table. Their form is 3 losses and 2 wins in the last five, and Aston Villa, currently sixth, have recorded 2 losses, 1 draw, and 2 wins. Cheyenne, why don't you kick us off here?
These are two teams that are quite close to each other in terms of points, but I think Forest are going to get the win here. I just like them as a team more than Villa, to be honest. And Villa got more games with the Champions League as well, so fatigue and stuff. I think we're going to get to them.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a factor. I think 2-1 Forest. I mean, it's just Villa just don't seem there at it this season compared to last season. Definitely, Forest on the other hand are very good compared to last season. They seem very strong. It's a much more stable team as well. So yeah, I think it'll be 2-1, 2-1 to Forest.
Oh, Forest have lost three in the last five, but those were against the bigger clubs in the Premier League. But boys, are we not thinking with Villa winning their last two that maybe they're potentially back?
No, I don't think
No?
so. I think
It
that
could
there
be,
are a lot of
but
cracks.
Forest are a very good team as well, so can't count them out. That's all.
They got the joint third best defensive team in the league right now. So
Yeah.
I mean they do seem quite solid. All right, I will go for 3-1 Villa. However, despite all the praises, I
Oh,
reckon I reckon Unai Emery is just going to help them go on a more run. 2 wins in a row right now. They'll have the Champions League to deal with as well, but I reckon Villa are looking for a good period in this festive period. All right, Brighton versus Crystal Palace. Brighton are currently seventh in the table. They have 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. Whereas Crystal Palace, who are currently 17th, have one loss, 3 draws, and 1 win. And it is to be noted that in the last 10 games between the two clubs, there have been 6 draws in this matchup. All right, I'm going to just start off by saying I think history tells the tale. I think it's going to be another draw, and I think I'm going to go for 1-1. Shayan, why don't you tell me what you're thinking?
yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm also going to go for a 1-1. It's a derby. Both teams are going to play hard. It's going to be very intense. So
Yeah.
I can't separate them as well. So I'm just going to go for 1-1.
No, I mean I hate to jump on the bandwagon, but it's just gonna be the
Boring.
seventh draw, isn't it? It's gonna be another one of those. It's gonna be. I know. I think Palace are on the up. Not to say Brighton are on the down, but I know it's gonna be a competitive game. I think 2-2.
No, you're completely correct. I mean, in the last 8 games, Palace have recorded 3 wins, 4 draws, and only 1 loss. And for a team that is currently facing potential relegation, that is the kind of form you need to maintain to ultimately eventually get mid-table. So we all sticking with our draws for
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
game. Okay, onto the Manchester derby. Now, Manchester City going into this are fourth place. Their form was 3 losses, 1 win, 1 draw. Whereas on the red side of Manchester, they're currently 13th in the table, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Now, Lucas, why don't you tell us some thoughts on this?
Well, both teams are under pressure, right? A lot of pressure. I think Pep he might be getting himself out of a little bit of their huge drop in form. Let's be honest. And then Amarim's hasn't hit the ground running exactly, so I think it'll be a
And
tough
you also
game.
got
It's
to
a
realize
derby.
the quality of the players is very different from both sides.
Yeah,
City have that like massive advantage with the quality of players.
yeah. I mean that's why I think City will win 2-1. I don't think it will be a battering or a humiliation because they're just not that strong of a team yet. I don't
I
know.
mean, it's
It'll be
always
quite.
hard to go against City. I'm also going to go for a City win. 3-1, I'd say. I do expect them to concede. They're not on the greatest of form, but I think they're going to be like on a good run for the foreseeable future again.
I think I am gonna slightly ramp that up to 4-1. Issue Man City are
Ooh.
defensively they're just awful at the minute. There's no doubt about that. They only got 2 wins in the last 10. I mean, this is known, but I just reckon when Man United don't keep a clean sheet, the floodgates normally open. And they do have the second most clean sheets in the league. But when I'm looking at Manchester United's goals, they only have 15 in the league.
That
And
is pretty damning.
again,
Yeah.
and in a match like this, I reckon Man City, especially at home, could just blow them away.
I mean, they
Right,
are coming off of a loss as well. So
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. All right, on to Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea, who are second in the league, their form is 1 draw and 4 wins. Versus Brentford, who are ninth, who have recorded 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. But it is to be noted that Brentford's away form at the minute is 1 draw, 6 losses, compared to Chelsea's home form, which is currently the best in the league. All right, Cheyenne,
Wow.
let's pick it off with your Chelsea.
yeah, being a Chelsea fan, I watch Chelsea Brentford almost every year. We do tend to drop points to them on a yearly basis
What?
for some reason. I don't know why. It just happens. They're kind of our bogey team. But we're on such good form right now. I have to go for a Chelsea win. Just can't back it. I'm gonna go for 2-0. I think we have enough defensively that we can keep a clean sheet against Brentford, who are very bad away. Just gonna go for 2-0.
Fair. I mean, I gotta agree. Unfortunately, I it doesn't sit well with me that you guys are playing so well right now. But I mean, Brentford's away form is not something to be laughed at. It's pretty awful. So I think that's probably and also your home form as well. So yeah, I think
That
two
was
two nil.
accidentally misleading on the home form. That is completely my fault. I was accidentally thinking about their away form in the Premier League
Uh,
table. But it
Not
is
good enough.
true, still true. No, not good enough on my part, but it is still true that Brentford, the second worst away form in the league, tied on points with Southampton. I
hmm.
think in this game, uh, you know, it is the tale that normally between these two sides that Brentford seem to have Chelsea's number, but I think with Chelsea, I think they'll just not exactly steamroll Brentford, but I think they'll put in a convincing performance. I'm gonna go for 3-1.
It seems like you're saying up the Chelsea.
No
We're
chance.
definitely not saying up the Chelsea,
Up the
and
Chelsea.
okay, we're getting away from this hooliganism.
Boo.
On to Southampton versus Tottenham. Southampton are currently 20th in the league, recorded 4 losses and 1 draw in the last 5, versus Tottenham, who are currently quite shaky in 11th, with 3 losses, 1 draw, and 1 win. Lucas, you and me are Tottenham fans. I'll let you vent out some frustration.
There is absolutely no shot that we can lose this game. This is just not possible. Like
Definitely
I'm
can.
I'm I'm putting it at 3-0 because you know what, we probably would concede, but like it's just for the matter of principle. We cannot. We just have to win comfortably. Even we are riddled with injuries, but we just have to do better than what we've been doing in the last few weeks.
I mean, at the minute, it's Romero, Van der Ven, Odeberg, Richarlison, Vicario, Moore, Davis, Johnson, Basuma, and Bentancur. So that is Tottenham without maybe 5 or 6 stars, and you still convinced that
I
this
mean, with
Tottenham team is
Tottenham, you always got to ask a question. So what do you think of them? Right now, they're hella inconsistent. So I think you should win on paper, but on form right now, you're pretty bad. I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw. I think.
Mm.
I want to have you drop points.
Wow.
Versus Southampton.
Sadly can't
I
really
disagree.
argue too much against it, but I think Southampton, who currently have the worst attack in the league, versus Tottenham's, which is quite good. I reckon we can boost both of those, and I'll go for a big 4-2 victory for Tottenham. I think we'll be quite shaky with Dragusin and 18-year-old Archie Gray at centre back, but I reckon we will do enough to pass 20th place in the league. Lucas, did you say your exact prediction?
Yeah, 3-0 to the top spur. It's got
3
to
0 to
be.
the top spur. We pray because who knows? All right. Finally, we have Bournemouth versus West Ham. Bournemouth are eighth in the table. They've recorded 2 losses and 3 wins in the last five, whereas West Ham are 14th currently, 1 draw, 2 wins, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Now, while this game can basically go either way, West Ham have 4 wins against Bournemouth in the last 10, and it's 3 draws and 3 victories for Bournemouth. Bournemouth this year are flying, with the XG table having them in second place. Shayan, what do you think is going to happen this game? Where's
West
the
Ham did just get like 3 points versus Wolves, but I do think they are going to lose to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a very good team, very exciting team, I think. I think they're going to win 2-0, especially at home. They just did beat them as well, so
I gotta
should be
agree.
pretty
I
good.
gotta agree. I mean, look, West Ham fans, yeah, come at me in the comments, bruv, because you are not winning this game. What was your summer transfer window? What was your summer transfer window? I thought you gonna go towards the top, but you guys
I'm
have just
Judas is
not
back
been
as well.
it. That is 2-0 to Bournemouth. I can only see that result happening. Bournemouth are just a
Judas is
better
back,
side.
so you got to realise that as well.
Yeah, but I
He
mean, one
does
player can
create
only do
attacking
so
options
much.
for
Is
them.
he even match fit? Who knows? Like, he can't do much. One player can't do that much.
I believe he did get an assist last game.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
that is what it is. Not
You are
happening.
you. It does seem like you were coming off with a bit of dry hate, Lucas. It
That
must be
look,
said.
I'm just being realistic. If I was a West Ham fan right now, I would be miserable.
I'm not
you're a
sure
Tottenham
they're
fan. You
exactly.
should be miserable.
Nah, I'm not. I'm very happy at their form. So
I'm not
put
sure
them
that
on the
they are
cards.
exactly happy, but with the amount of goals that West Ham are leaking, you can understand why they're only 14th in the table. Now, I think this game's going to be an absolute thriller. I'm going to go for 3-3 apiece, because I feel like I'm just looking forward to goals. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting
Yeah,
matchup.
I'll give you
And
100 quid if that happens.
Nah,
100 quid.
3-all.
Yes.
100 quid.
Bro's
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
more,
yeah.
paying more than the bookies.
Now, we should get into the captain of this week. Do any of you, which game you'd like to captain off?
I'll go. I'll go for Arsenal. I think 3-1 Arsenal versus Everton. I
Mm.
think that's the safest option for me.
Yeah, safest option. That is a good route of course. Lucas, you know who you going for?
Give me the Seagulls v. I don't know what Palace's little thing is, but I'm gonna say
Eagles.
the Eagles. Yeah, Seagulls v Eagles, mate. I think it's gotta be a draw. It just is. So you know what? Give me them extra points, please. Thank you very much.
Oh, do you know what? None of you agreed on my Villa prediction. I'm going to double back on that even more, saying that I think Aston Villa 3-1 is what I am going to captain off. And I
You're a
reckon,
brave man, Maximilian.
yeah, well, I reckon I'm bringing home the first match day win
Really?
for the boys.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Would like to
Everyone,
say
let us know what you think in the comments.
me off, but that's exactly what I mean. Let us know what you think in the comments. Give your own predictions. Let's see if you can beat us this week and throughout the whole game weeks. And thank you very much for watching.